Once again, welcome back to today's session, everyone. This is the BTC series 0.2. On the last session, we talked about what we call premium and discounts, how to identify the levels of premium and discounts using the Fibonacci tool. Okay. And as I used to say, I need you to pay attention and listen attentively. Now, and I would not want a situation where you go out there and pay for certain things we know you can actually get for free. Now, we've started with the BTC series, and I want you to want to have a journal, have a notebook, and have a biro, okay, or have a pen by you, and make sure you tend to practicalize every single thing that will be taught on this free boot camp. So today we're looking at a topic known as understanding what we call price delivery. Take note, price delivery. We're going to be looking at so many things, but we're going to be looking at price delivery on this second series. Now, first thing, price delivery. We want to totally understand what the market is doing. You see, as a trader, the first thing you don't want to do is by jumping into the market anyhow. You want to understand what the market is doing, what the market makers are building currently. You see, it is actually a crime for me, right, to just jump into the market, go into the 15 minutes time frame. I've seen a solid POI and I'm looking forward for a buy or a sell case scenario. That's wrong. So now, what we're looking at is something very simple. This will help aid your trading and change your perspective towards how you look at the market. So once again, this is the strategist, CEO, founder for BTC Beyond the Chart. Now let's continue on our second series. Now, first thing we say that we have price delivery. Now, when we say price delivery, in the sense that we want to understand what the market makers are building currently, what the market makers are delivering at the moment. Are we accumulating? Are we consolidating? Are we trending? What are we doing? Right? So I walk up to you and ask you or let's say any day, right? I might ask you exactly what the market is doing at the moment. So you won't be telling me the market is creating a series of higher highs, higher lows. You want to tell me specifically based on delivery. Now, we have types of delivery or price delivery. We have what we call accumulation. We have the reaccumulation. I'm going to be breaking them down into a very smaller part, into something you will tend to understand without stress. We have the accumulation, we have the reaccumulation, we have distribution, we have the redistribution, we have what we call the expansion phase, we have the reversal phase, right? So I'm going to make sure that we understand this without even stress. Now, so first thing, let's look at consolidation. I have a reason why we're looking at consolidation instead of accumulation. You see, I want to change certain perspectives as how people understand this theme or this topic, because people just feel if the market is consolidating and it breaks, then we continue. So you need to understand why it is called consolidation, why it is called accumulation. Now, what happens? Now, let's assume the market is giving us this. We are ranging. The market is doing this. Now, when does consolidation occur? It occurs both from the premium perspective and the discount perspective for those who have gone through the first series on this mentorship. So we're saying that the first thing first is that the market has given us a prolonged down move or an up move, prolonged up move to the upside. So we are assuming that at the area of premium, we are looking forward for the market to run through back into the area of premium and give us a run down back into the area of what discount. Now, certain times at the area of premium, where the market has given us prolonged up move, creating series of higher highs, higher lows, right? To the upside, the market will halt. We'll come to a phase where the market will have to halt, right? After a prolonged up move. Now, at the area of premium, we understand that the certain areas where the market will halt, right? Market makers will start building orders from both the upside and the downside of the market, after giving us a prolonged up move to the upside at the area of premium or the area of of supply. Now, what's the market really doing at the area of premium consolidating? You see, certain times where we feel like the market is slow, right? The market is just ranging. It's ranging for a reason. You don't just jump into the market because you're not just like, the market is slow. You need to understand why the market is slow at that very moment. Now, the market is consolidating, giving us this ranging phase after a prolonged downward because there are not enough liquidity. There are not enough participants yet to what to either investors are going off the market, right? There are not enough liquidity, there are not enough investors to what to fuel price. Understand this. There are not what enough liquidity to fuel price. Now, you see, in the FX market, when we say that they're not enough, you know that most times the market has to sell, right? The market has to buy. The market selling simply means that we have a bad economy, right? And we have the market is giving us this bullish case scenario. We're having a very good what reasons that's why the market is buying. That could be good results on the economy or something could be happening, right? Now, good. Now, you notice something very well. Now, why are we actually selling? If the market starts selling, simply means that a whole lot of investors here are liquidating their orders. I don't understand it. So, what the market makers are doing is that they are willing participants below the marketplace. So, those who push the market to the upside, right, will want to liquidate their orders. So most of them will start backing out of their investment to have the market start ranging because there's not enough liquidity to keep fueling the market to the upside. Maybe price is too expensive. Now, good. Remember, we want to understand the reason why consolidation occurs in the FX market. So the market gives us this consolidation after a prolonged down move and gives us a decline successfully. Now you see, there is not enough liquidity to push this market to the upside. So the market makers will have no option than to want to push the market to the downside to look for what? For willing participants below the marketplace. So it could be around this perspective where we have that willing participants, we have people who are willing to buy at that region. Okay. So now you notice the market consolidated. Now, once the market breaks out, it's no longer called consolidation. You see, when the market is in that phase, consolidation, we call it's consolidating, right? Now, once the market breaks out, it's now called, so remember, we are now in an uptrend, right? And the market is declining to the downside. So that area was where the market consolidates above premium is called distribution phase. Okay, it's called distribution. So when the market breaks out from this area of consolidation, it is now tagged as distribution phase. Now, why do we have to wait until there's a break? Because the market can give us a consolidation phase and break above, and we call it reaccumulation. Now, I want you to listen carefully. So we've now looked at distribution at the area of premium. So at the area of premium, when we have the market do what? Give us these what we call consolidation. As the market breaks to the downside, that's the distribution. That's what we call a distribution phase. I repeat, that's what we call a distribution phase. The market can still do this. Give us start ranging, right? Not enough participants, right? Now, once the market start giving us this, the market can still decide to break down, still go below. So you see, before we now tag an area to be the area of what of accumulation, distribution, or redistribution, or whatever, you need to see the market break it. So now, in this sense, the market breaks downward. We can now tag this area a redistribution phase. A redistribution phase. Now, what do you expect in the market to give us a move and we rally to the downside? Okay, so we have this consolidation when the market has not given us what confirmation that we want to continue that to the upside to the downside. That is why I keep saying before you start looking for entry case scenarios, you need to wait for the market to validate reasons why it has to either buy or to sell. You don't just jump in. That's why I have the word called intent. I need to see intent in the market. I've made mention of the word or used the word called intent in the previous context or the previous video or the first series on BTC mentorship. Now we're having this, which is known as consolidation. Yet the market breaks downward. Now we call this a redistribution, distribution phase. Remember, the first cycle, the first move that occurs from the area of premium, that first move from the exact origin, right, that begins that sell move. And if the market consolidated around that area and breaks, that area is called distribution, just like this one as I said. As the market declines further and gives us another consolidation phase and breaks to confirm that we want to continue to the downside. That move is called redistribution phase. Now, same thing likewise for opposite. If the market is giving us, if the market is at now the area of discount, right? So let's assume that the market is now at the area of discount. Maybe we've now had the market makers push the market back to where they are willing participants, where there's enough people who want to push the market to the upside. Now what do? The market now halts after a prolonged down move. Now take note. I want to talk about accumulation and reaccumulation. Accumulation and reaccumulation. So the market now has gotten to an area where we have willing participants at the left-hand side here. So the market now, let's assume the market start ranging. Now, but note, not all case scenarios, or most times where the market has to range. At times the market just gets to that area where they're willing participants and just starts buying to the upside. So all you need is your intent, your confirmation to continue to the upside, right? So now when the market now starts doing this, and immediately you see the market what? Break above, right? Break above. We no longer call it consolidation, but now accumulation. So what do you expect? We expect the market to return back to the range, return back into, at least based on what we discussed on premium and discount, understanding supply and demand, right? So you expect the market to return back into a level of discount, right? Below equilibrium, then break structure to give us a new higher high, higher low. Okay? A new what? Higher high and higher low. So as the market breaks now out of this phase, it is now called what? Accumulation. Accumulation phase. So this break validates that this is now an accumulation phase. What do you expect? We expect the market to give us a quick pullback back into this phase. So the market now starts creating higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now, it will get to a time where the market halts now and start doing this. Start ranging again, right? Remember, what's the rule? The rule is that you want to see the market what? Give us that confirmation. What will be that confirmation? Break up. So by breaking upward, we now call this reaccumulation. Okay? Reaccumulation. So at this point, we've discussed 4 different things. We've discussed, or 5 rather. We've discussed consolidation, how to validate, or what validates an area to be called accumulation or distribution. We've discussed accumulation, we've discussed reaccumulation, we've discussed distribution, and we've discussed distribution. Okay, these are 5 things we've discussed. And I want you to go on your chart right after now. After this video, I want you to go back on your chart, review it, come back. We will look at it in practical on the next session. Okay, I wish you good luck and good trading. In the next session, we'll be talking about understanding manipulation, understanding reversal, and retracement, right? Still around price delivery. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. Make sure the notification bell is on and do well by going through all the series on this free bootcamp. This is created just for you and for you alone to improve your trading journey. So wish you good luck once again and good